Fitin10 Nation, it is day one of the Fitin10 challenge, and I welcome you all. I'm super excited for this challenge. We don't run a challenge in the summertime, so I kind of get this, I go through this rush of like 3 challenges in a row, and then I get a break in the summertime. So I feel like super revitalized, and of course I miss doing this. So super excited, and I look forward to working with you all. All right. It's day one today, as you know, but mark my words, before you know it, I'll be saying it's day 70, the final day. This challenge goes by super fast, so take advantage of each and every day, and you can really make some mega massive change. You can, okay? In 70 days, in 10 weeks, you can make huge change. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what we covered today in the tutorial. Of course, I'm going to have to touch on these topics over and over again because it's just something that it takes a while for a lot of you, or most of you, or maybe all of you, to fully grasp and understand. So bear with me if I do repeat myself. That repetition is I think, something that's going to be really important, okay? Because as history has taught me, we see a lot of misunderstandings in this challenge, okay? So I'm going to start with the food, okay? Your calories are important. You're going to get your calories, if you haven't already, on the day of your scan. You will get a formal email from me by Tuesday, okay, by the end of Tuesday, which will have all your numbers and your heart rate values for your cardio portion of this program. But when you come in for your scan, as some of you already know by now, you're going to get these numbers. And so I will provide you with your calories, but what I want you to try to hit are your macronutrients, the numbers of protein and carbohydrates and fats that I want you to get in per day, okay? Now that may not mean a whole lot to you, but when you enter your food into MyFitnessPal, as you saw earlier today, you're going to get a readout of those macronutrients. You will see what those, what foods in what quantities have how much of whatever macronutrients they have, okay? So, and this is important to be really precise with this throughout the challenge so that we can really meet that 30% fat loss goal. But even more importantly, when this challenge ends, I want you guys to have an understanding of what foods contain what and in roughly what amounts, okay? Because that is a really powerful, if you want to call it, tool to have if you care about your weight loss or your fat loss goals moving forward for the rest of your life, okay? Food intake is really the number one thing, okay? There's only so much energy you can burn throughout the day, but let me tell you, we can eat a whole lot of garbage, can't we? We can. We can really drink and eat a lot, okay? So, just to revisit this, not that it's that important, but I'm going to tell you anyways, and you'll hear it again in the near future. Every gram of protein contains 4 calories, every gram of carbohydrate contains 4 calories, and every gram of fat contains 9 calories. Every gram of alcohol, which you're not going to have in this challenge because we don't allow it, has 7 calories per gram, okay? And we'll talk about alcohol in the future and why I don't want you to have it, but it does contain 7 calories per gram, okay? All right, so don't worry about putting in your calories into MyFitnessPal. You can set the number of macro, like you can set a you can set a target for your macros in the program, and that's what we're going to care about, okay? Or that's what you're going to care about, okay? And for the sake of the first few weeks, I want you to try to be within 10% of those macros, okay? So for at least the next couple of days, okay, really I want to, throw you into the pool and make you swim here, so to speak. You are going to be measuring your food and entering it into MyFitnessPal, okay? I will give you a little bit more leeway these first couple days because you're kind of getting used to things, and you probably don't know, what foods contain what, or maybe some foods are maybe you might know that meat is primarily a protein source calorically. When we talk about caloric percentages, yes, it has some fats. Obviously, to different degrees of level depending on what meat you're eating, what kind of cut you're having. But we have foods like, let's take nuts for example. Okay, nuts are what? A lot of people think they're a protein source. Well, yes, they do contain some protein, but calorically speaking, the majority of calories that are in a nut are primarily fat. So it's a fat source, okay? So these are things that we're gonna try to get used to, or that you're gonna try to get used to as we move through this challenge, okay? So try to do this for me, all right? Try to, every meal that you have, try to get a source of a protein strong food, a fat strong food, and a carbohydrate strong food. Every meal, okay? And at the very least, a protein strong food, okay? Because that's going to be the hardest thing for you. Chances are most of your meals that you sit down to eat are primarily carbohydrate and or fat based. Okay, probably there's not a lot of them with maybe the exception of your dinner, which may not even contain it. It probably, has very little protein, okay? At least not a protein strong food, all right? So, of course I am talking generalities here, but again, I'll say it one more time. Get a protein strong food every meal of the day, okay? And we'll go through these foods in more detail. Of course, your challenge guide that you get when you come in for your scan, it does have a listing. It's not an exhaustive list, but it does have a listing of different macros for different foods. Okay, protein strong foods, carbohydrate strong foods. Of course, we went through this morning. Carbohydrate strong foods and fat strong. Okay, not an exhaustive list, but nonetheless a decent list to start with. Okay, if you're not sure, you just plug the food into MyFitnessPal and then you'll find out what it contains. All right, workouts. You've got to get 3 workouts, 3 resistance-based workouts. Those are workouts with us per week, okay? So I know some of you are doing our Zoom classes. That's fine. You can continue doing the Zoom classes. For those of you who are coming into the gym, you've got to do 3 in the gym classes, okay? So for the first 2 weeks, we've got these Fitin10 intro classes. I want you to try to get at least 1 per week, if not 2, okay? So 1 to 2 intro classes per week, and then the other 1 or 2 classes that you're missing are going to be lift camps, okay? As for your cardio, I want you to review that in your manual. We did talk about it earlier this morning, but basically it's half an hour of basically going between 2 different heart rates, okay? Well, that's not the whole half an hour, obviously. The majority of it's at a lower heart rate, right? So you're gonna do, as explained this morning, you're going to do 10-minute warm-up at that lower heart rate, so getting your heart rate up to that lower number and then maintaining it for 10 minutes. And then you're going to go into those intervals, right? Those intervals, which you will get assigned to you in a formal email that will come in on Tuesday, along with your macro numbers, okay? Your calories and your macronutrients. You're going to get that allotment of intervals, okay, which will be about 6 or 7 intervals for the first week, and at a higher heart rate value, okay? So basically for those intervals, you're gonna get your heart rate up, and then you're gonna go through a short period where you bring the heart rate back down, then you're gonna go back up and back down, okay, over a, as I said, 6 to 7 minute period, at least in the beginning. As the challenge goes on, we're gonna increase those number of intervals, okay? And then the remaining time that you have left, so let's just say you did 7 intervals, so there's a total of 17 minutes, right? 10-minute warm-up, 7 intervals. That remaining 13 minutes will be again at that lower heart rate range, okay? All right. So 3 weight training workouts per week, 3 half-an-hour cardio sessions per week, and of course, the hardest part, well, I call it the hardest part, it seems to be the hardest part with people, is making sure that you are getting in your macros for the day, okay? All right. Okay, message of the day. I believe in you. I do. I believe in each and every one of you. And you might say, well, that sounds trite. I mean, how really do you really believe in each and every one of us? Yes, I believe that each and every one of you are capable of executing the tasks that require 0 talent to be successful in this challenge. Okay, so I'll say it again. Keywords here. Requires zero talent, which means each and every one of you can execute all the tasks. Because it's zero talent, it just means you just have to do it. Okay? And that's what it's all about. It's all about having some heart and then putting in the effort. And if you do that on a continued basis, day in, day out, week after week, you will experience what I call mega massive change, okay? You'll see some major change to your body, okay? So I believe in you. Remember that. You should believe in yourself. You just have to execute the tasks, okay? All right. Day one wrap up, you guys. Positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself. And as always, give some gratitude. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. See you guys.